Now, rolling blackouts continue this week with Stage 3 currently underway. Stage 4, of course, will resume at 4 p.m. As frustration mounts, businesses, hospitals and other institutions are finding means to cope and curb the impact. Let's go to eNCA's Nqobile Madlala, who we'll find in Durban. Nqobile, a little earlier on you were speaking to students who were telling you about their plight. What else have people around Durban said about how they're affected by these rolling blackouts?
They are indeed affected, and as we continue to speak to some of these students. They're telling us issues around security being some of the issues that they are now concerned about. But what's more is that we are finding that quite a lot of them are having anxiety, especially because exams are coming up. And that's why I'm going to bring them in now to sort of give us an idea. I mean, I know it's difficult to see that there's load shedding, but even though it's a bit less than any other provinces, do you feel that you've got anxiety as you go towards exams?
Yes, very much so. I'm the type of person who, when I'm studying, I create a timetable. Like for example, at 5 o'clock to 7, I'm going to be studying. At 10 to 12, I'm going to be studying. Now then, if there's load shedding, then my timetable is going to be a little bit problematic because I can no longer function, you see. And then now we usually call it here, it's called exam week. This entire week is going to be just exams. Now then, we cannot study for those exams because now there's load shedding. We cannot study. And then even if we're trying to do some researches for assignments, we cannot do that because there's load shedding. We live at residences. We use Wi-Fi to connect so that you can search on the internet. And if you try, maybe you have luck by trying to buy data. You buy data, the network is gone. You cannot search. Even if you have data, you cannot search. You see, now then there's going to be that problem. Even you get worried because now you have siblings who are living in Tumlazo, who are living in Squamashu, who maybe open my later school in. You see, now you're going to write it because now you get cases where for a long period of time. Lonke ayitholakala seyishonile esigangeni yabo manje kusuzocabanga ukuthi okay siswami ugesa wo kumnyama uhamba yedwa uzocabanga ngalokho awusakwazi ukufunda manje because manje lokhu ufonele ekhaya babuza ukuthi sebuyele then now there's anxiety ukuthi there is ilontozana academic pressure as well as there is a pressure ekhaya because manje worried about your family, worried about usisi wakho. And then the reason why ula ngoba vele ufuna ukubasusa la ukhona awukwazi ukwenza lokho because manje la esikoleni la ukhona manje uzama ukufunda awufundi because manje there is no electricity. You cannot do some researches and everything. Yes.
Long-term effect, I can hear you. And I want to bring you in, sir. I mean, what is he saying? He's saying about GBV also being a major issue that he's worried about. You worried about safety in particular where you live?
Exactly. I think in this case of load shedding, security is compromised. I mean, I lost my phone and now I have this amazing piece of technology. I was in a shower, came out, my phone was stolen. Went down to the security and they told me the cameras were down so we cannot see who stole it. Moreover, the security means that are employed at rest, they are means of biometrics. So if you want to get in, you have to have your face scanned, and also the same thing with going out. But now when there's no electricity, that cannot be performed, meaning everyone else can get in because the gate must stay opened for everyone to come in and out whenever necessary. And that opens a very, very huge door for crime. I mean, we are struggling with gender-based violence. Women are being raped, and there is a case where we have close to 62 women on the same roof, and there is no door, and we cannot lock doors, meaning that anyone can get in and do whatever they will with them.
All right. I want to bring you in. So you're talking about your family being the people that are being affected. I mean, we know that eThekwini has been exempt, which means there's less hours of load shedding. Is it the case, Ngagin?
Ngifuna ukutshela iqiniso nje ukuthi lawo amanga lihlaza nje cwe yabona into esiyenziwe esikhomthanda uba inkinga kakhulu yabona nje ngizokwenza example lapha kwaDabeka uyekushiwo mhlawumbe ukuthi ugesi uzohamba for 2 hours uthi usuyathola uhambe for 4 hours uyabona mhlawumbe uzokubuya lo maminishana ambalo uphinde futhi uhambe ebusuku ongitshela umuntu osebenza njengami ofundayo nje uyafika nje khona ugesi awukho awukwazi ukupheka awukwazi ukuvana ekhambe network into evana ibe stefe kakhulu and angikwazi ukwenza umsebenzi wesikole ngikwazi ukuthi ngiwenza ama umuntu osebenza ubuye ulambile yathi kufanele avuke futhi emsebenzini ngakusasa ingane kufanele ziye esikoleni yathi siyayikhokha intela ngempela ithanda ukuthi bebhlungu lento le ingcima umoya nje ngempela uyasilimaza kakhulu emakhaya.
Are you as affected, sir, as what he's saying, and what is your opinion in terms of what kind of solutions can be put forward?
I'm not as affected as maybe my other students because I live at home and they live in residences, but it still affects me in the same ways in terms of network and not being able to do work on my schedule. So now I have to sort of use the ESCOM schedule because I can't do work when I can. The thing is, in our community, we've got cameras around the neighborhood, and that will affect the operation of those cameras. In terms of the crime rates will skyrocket in our area because it's dark. Students are walking around the area with laptops and cell phones in almost pitch darkness. So it is harder for me and maybe people living in my area.
So what is your solution?
I think accountability at the highest level of government. That would be my number one solution, because we can't just keep blaming people. Obviously, if we keep blaming people, then it solves nothing. If people are accountable, then at least that's somewhere we can start.
Thank you very much. Well, Maseko, those are some of the students from DUT, as you can see them there. But I think what they're explaining to us is very important, because it's not just affecting them in terms of not having power, but you can hear that there is a security issue when you go to Res, for example, which is a place where they're supposed to be safe. I mean, the gentleman is talking about GBV and concerns around the fact that there's GBV, and they're asking for accountability. So even though that you feel eThekwini might be exempted, but they're not exempt from the problems and the ripple effect of that come with the fact that there is load shedding.
Nqobile Madlala speaking to students there from the Durban University of Technology. Really, those young people raising very valid issues. And as this happens, ESCOM's rolling blackouts could claim lives. The South African Medical Association says vulnerable patients and hospitals are at risk. It's calling on government to spare hospitals from scheduled power cuts. It also says those in intensive care units and babies in incubators are most at risk.